Firstly, I'd like to apologise for being unable to bring you the real-time cruise as promised at the end of the last episode. I'm hoping that technical difficulties can soon be overcome so that I can upload this at a later date. Got the camera on a really sturdy tripod and the wind is so strong I still can't keep it steady. This was Storm Dennis. It was the second storm we'd had in 7 days. The high winds and heavy rainfall already falling on sodden ground. Well, it rained continuously overnight for 12 hours. I had the ropes quite tight because of the wind, but I've got to loosen them off now because the level of the canal has risen quite a lot, which means the boat is now listing. If I just loosen the ropes off a bit, we should sort that problem out. Jesus, quite a lot of water in the bilges. I've never seen so much water in the bilge as that. Better get the old bilge pump going, eh? For the past 16 days, Britain has been battered and deluged by wind and rain and wind and rain and wind and rain. And to be honest, it's beginning to do my knacker in a bit. The fact that, I couldn't really move anywhere during those two storms, Storm Kiara, whatever it's called, Storm Dennis, it kind of restricted your movements a bit. And I have been moving on a bit since then, but what tended to happen was, you'd have these huge windstorms and then you kind of thought it was over, and then 2 hours later it would start again. Having said that, I was in Staffordshire, which was basically okay, really. 50 miles to the west, the River Severn has been in a terrible situation, and much further north, obviously, in Sowerby Bridge and Hebden Bridge, they had it really quite bad up there as well. So I guess we've kind of got off a bit lucky, but like I say, I'm beginning to get cabin fever. I need to move around. I need to be on my way a bit. So and the other thing is the towpath. The towpath looks like a scene from World War One. It's just awful. Just mud everywhere, and of course you just end up bringing it through the boat all the time. But hey ho, it is winter, and quite honestly, we've got off fairly lightly this winter, really. Well, I must say, it is so nice to be back on the Shroppie. I mean, it's a great canal, and I love this canal. And having cruised through the sleet this morning, I arrived between bridges 11 and 12, I think it is. Yes, 11 and 12, to find not one, but 2 trees down over the canal. Now, myself and another boater have actually cut through one of the trees and removed that, but we really can't get through the other one at all. So we've called the CRT, and hopefully they'll be here later on this afternoon or tomorrow. Now, apparently, I mean, there's a boat moored just down there, occupied by an 89-year-old man, and he reported this 3 days ago. So why it hasn't been dealt with yet, I have no idea. And the other thing is that after all the rainfall we've had, I really don't fancy mooring in this cutting overnight, you know. I mean, any more number of trees could come down. So the only option is I've got to reverse back probably about 600 metres to a fairly safe mooring place. That's going to be fun. No, it's okay. Thank you very much. No, that's very kind, but it's just going to take a while. It is what it is. Thank you. So just in case you didn't know, on a boat there isn't any steering in reverse. The steering only works when you're going forwards and the water is pushed from the propeller and through past the rudder, you know, but in reverse, obviously the water's being pushed that way, so yeah, no steering. So you just have to give it the occasional thrust in forwards to get it back in the middle again. Well, I know what you're all saying. Where's the storm damage? Show us the storm damage. Well, here it is. A sudden, strong gust of wind shifted the boat and caught me off balance, and I fell into a bulkhead, breaking my glasses. And still it rains, and I'm awaiting the arrival of Storm Jorge. Who thinks up these bloody daft names? Do you think there's a committee of people sitting around coming up with bloody daft names for storms?